Mitch is here, so we're going to bring him in. He is unmuted and ready to go. Voynich. Sorry, I always miss that N. Voynich.
Hey, Algo. Hey, man.
Hey, friend. How are you?
I'm okay. I thought I clicked the link because I think we talked maybe for a minute once. But
we did. We talked for a minute. You were streaming, or either Rachel was streaming or you were streaming, and you offered up a link, and I said hi, I believe.
Something like that. We met somewhere when you left and I came in. Something like that.
Been months though. Been months, and I love your videos. Right. But I love your videos.
We've always been checking out each other, so I thought it was time to click the link finally.
I'm so glad you are here. I'll tell you, yeah. I really appreciated your video with your World War II gas mask.
Oh yeah, the gas man.
That gas man was awesome. I was looking forward to episodes, but I understand how uncomfortable that can be to go out in public and do that. That's a big ask. So I'd say before you and I get yapping, if you're watching this and you see a content creator go out there and expose themselves, their soft underbelly, at least give them some encouragement, because it's hard to do. I made a couple of videos where I was walking around with my camera and my medically exempt shirt, and I was trying to catch people's reaction, and they were not liking it very much, so I didn't post any of it. So I'm with you. I get what you're...
People don't want to react, right? People don't want to see it.
And they don't want to engage, right?
They don't want to engage. They will look away. They can only appreciate a theater once they pay $30 for it and they sit in a theater. Yeah, but that's really true.
Yeah. As opposed to the live theater, right? That they're participating in.
Well, when I have to participate in their fucking idiocy soap opera, they cannot appreciate my theater. Come on, it's for free. I just do it, and somehow they just don't engage and they don't appreciate it, and they don't even see it, because they would rather look away than see it, because they see what it is. It's something to react to, but yeah, they lost that capability, I think.
Oh yeah, and I think it has a lot to do with media and television exposure, and never have been a part of it, so they're super uncomfortable.
Yeah. But like when they pay for it, or when they get paid for it, they know what to do. When they pay for a festival and they walk into somebody a bit quirky or a bit weird, or how do you say, playful, right? They will know how to react, or but not in real life. So,
yeah, for sure. That's a great point. Do you guys have the Renaissance Festival or something like that?
We don't have any festivals anymore.
Did you used to?
Dude, we have our country. The year before Corona, our country used to have like 2.3 festivals per day.
Okay.
So that's for this little country. So we don't have any nightclubs or anything anymore. We do have, of course, but yeah, the whole club thing, the whole club scene was actually moved towards festivals. So. But that whole scene died too,
Well, and so back in the day when you had festivals, you'd have people in costume doing things, and they'd come up to you and they'd interact, and people could do that.
Yeah.
But if you do that in the supermarket, you can't do that.
Hey, but dude, Amsterdam, like in the 80s or in the 70s, was like the same thing, just out on the street. You could just walk up to anything and everything, But nothing was a threat. It was all just quirky and playful, and there might be some dopies around there too, and of course there were some robberies, but nowhere near the, not a threat. Things were pretty good by then, in those days.
I remember those days. You could walk around, you could talk to strangers, you could. And I think for me, I felt more accepted by my own species than I do now.
Yeah, I would totally, yeah.
So how are things where you are? Is there a vaccine coming?
Dude, I don't keep up with the regular media. I just live on YouTube. I mean, I'm total nerd. I become a total nerd.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, have you seen any reports from people around you where they're concerned about it, or is that even in your consciousness?
What are concerned about what?
Oh, a mandatory vaccine.
Oh, people think, yeah, that's just coming, man. That's just what the world is coming. I mean, that's just what people say. I mean, of course you're gonna get a chip. That's been the plan forever, and of course that's gonna be handy. I mean, I live in a town that's like completely programmed and sold out.
So you're one of the rare few that can see through this.
Well, I dare say I'm the only one. Like within 20,000 or so. No, it's really incredible.
Wow. So that's
Even like I lost all my friends, all my family, even my mother, to the truth. I said, well, Mom, you're not my friend anymore, and you're not a wise woman anymore. And I'm sorry to say that, but
kind of disheartening, isn't it?
yeah. And I didn't want to say it to her. I couldn't even bear the thought of my mother not being a wise woman or not being my friend. But so there was a big heartbreak. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I'm thankful that my mother is still on the fence. She is not young. They're mid to late 70s, and when she was asking me questions about what I thought of this, and I can tell her that the CDC says 6% are real COVID deaths and 94% had extra things, and I can tell her that 90% of the cases are asymptomatic, so that's not really being a case, that's just a positive test, and we can talk about all this stuff, but she still has those questions where she believes the television machine, and it's not much different. We haven't got to that point where we had to talk about she is beyond help, but I think when we watch our family members around us have real fear and anxiety over this, it's really disturbing to me.
That's why I hear this too. I hear these other stories that people tell, like, well, then I meet with my mother and we all sit in a room 6 feet apart, and they are scared to. And I'm thinking, like, wow, I feel lucky that I said goodbye to everybody, years ago already, because otherwise I would have to go through this again.
Well, and you'd have to do it all at the same time, right? You'd have to grieve everybody's loss of the relationship, plus deal with
for no reason at all. For the most silly reason ever. I left them for a reason. They didn't support me, and they were accusing me for nothing. So I just left it all together, just all.
Right.
But the same thing is happening now to everybody. Everybody's accusing and suspecting anybody, so they better stay away. It's so ridiculous.
It is, and I personally, unfortunately, I don't see an end in sight.
No, me neither. But my mother said, like, oh, this is going to be over in a month. I said, no, Mom, it's going to last forever. And she said, no, of course not, you're stupid. I said, no. This works like a charm. Look at how everybody's reacting. This works like a charm.
Go watch
no, if we just behave, this will just
Algo Radio.
Right. And I think that's, for me,
There's
that's
a site.
Public education and societal conditioning.
You go watch the whole show, and this is just 10 minutes of it, so if you enjoyed this,
it happened at its
watch the full show.
Finest, with the
Thanks.
Boomer generation.